Hello everyone, Retro to Modern here. As many of you may know of what has been happening a lot lately, and have been fooled by one guilt-tripping, victim-playing, unhealthily obsessed, parasitic bozo clown named Opera Phantom Face, aka Mr. Classic RAGE Meme Rook 96, like the gullible saps you have mistakenly been, allow me to actually show you to tell you what is actually going on instead of listening to Opera/Rook 96 blatant brain-dead hypocrisy. Now, before all of this had happened to begin Opera/Rook 96 unhealthy parasitic obsession with me as of today, I also have some evidence to show you one unhealthily obsessed pest I had encountered before and have not said anything to him nor harassed him at all. This is Linksy, formerly known as Killicat before he changed his name to Linksy. He was originally in one Discord server called Anime Artisans, when it was originally named to relate to Senran Kagura stuff, and was originally acting peaceful until the very same day he started being rude to everyone in said server and started throwing a tantrum, which the admins in said server told him to stop, along with me joining them to tell him to stop too. But however, he refused to listen to anything, which led him to being banned and unfriended by everyone, including me. So what he actually did, as a failed attempt at revenge against everyone while playing victim like the loser he was when he was hiding behind an alternate Discord username called Bridget's Yo-Yo and rejoining the server I was in again. And he started his harassment assault on me, saying in the highlighted text, "Imagine using the word, political term, censored, unironically in 2022. After I asked, "Who the fuck are you?" he began his unhealthily obsessed assault on me by saying, "I am a figment of your imagination telling you to stop being an incel," which I did say to him that he should stop being an incel before I found out what the term really was, before blocking him. Was it going to be the last I saw of this unhealthily obsessed weirdo? No. It was going to continue on for almost 2 years later. When he had finally tried to attack me on Discord again, while I was asleep one time, he began by saying these: "You have stinky testicles," followed by a video clip of a dog, which I assumed was going to attack in a hostile fashion. Then, also, "If my gayness scares you, because if it does," which I didn't do anything homophobic to him at all. "Boo, I like sucking cock, boogie boo." At least I didn't act homophobic against the degenerate weirdo anyway. Imagine pissing your pants over Bridget from Guilty Gear being trans. Ugly-ass hoes like you get mad over gay people and stuff like, "Damn, you mad because we are slightly better than ya." He never thought to look at himself in the mirror to see who's truly ugly, which is him, since he's basically mad at us more than we are of him. You think with your dick. I hope Nintendo gets rid of those nasty-ass hentai games and actual fun games. Me slaying your racial slur ass with a random TikTok video to express himself harassing me. I could also go on with what that same degenerate weirdo and internet freak, adopted from the term Twitter freak, tried to do. But I'm not going to go too deep uncovering that same weirdo, so moving on. So not only was Linksy himself also attacking me on Twitter, he also tried to cyberbully other people too. As you can see in this new picture, usernames he has replied to are censored for a purpose to protect those being stalked by him. He clearly says to the user he replied to, "How about I cut your dick off?" which led to his first account to be locked on Twitter for his harassment campaign the first time. I will show a screenshot of his account getting locked for a later time. But first things first, while I was telling the same loser to not only fuck off, resulting in him blocking me on Twitter, he did block me first 4 times on there, starting with a mobile screenshot of him blocking me on Twitter, and began to play victim and spread his bullshit like what you see in the screenshot right here, which has him saying, "So I have recently been harassed by a user by the name of this. Don't interact with him, and I'm not encouraging harassment towards this user. Just avoid this motherfucker. He is annoying and bigoted." Yeah, right. Save it for your trip to jail, Linksy the hypocrite. Anyways, moving on. Just when I thought Linksy would have left me alone after he blocked me, but only to unblock me like the loser he was, he began to add me to a list on Twitter, just to fuel his unhealthy parasitic obsession with me, called Dumbass Losers, which basically and officially made Linksy himself the biggest, whiny, clownish crybaby on the internet. As you can see in his reply to me calling him out on his hypocrisy while giving him the nickname Pussy Boy, to show you how cowardly he was, right here in this screenshot, he says, "Stop having this obsession with me. Literally, get over yourself. I'm literally tired of it," with my response to his reply to me also proving this snowflake wrong again. His next reply to me, when I was replying to someone else on Twitter, when it came to some allegation shenanigans on Twitter, with Linksy himself saying, literally fuck off with this shit. Maybe if you didn't say stupid shit, I wouldn't bother you. Ha! Easy for you to say, Linksy, since you basically started this bullshit with me and others on Twitter. Anyways, not only had he blocked me a third time on Twitter, even though he has changed his profile picture a lot to avoid getting called out on, he also unblocked me again a third time to continue on with his shit with me. I have called him out on his hypocrisy by mentioning his name, and guess what? He literally gets angry, whiny, and hostile with me doing so. I don't have screenshots of him doing so, but he has done it before he got his first alternate Twitter backup account suspended. Anyways, Linksy has also blocked me first a fourth time before trying to do the same shit again and again until he got himself suspended again. But however, when I reported this loser on Twitter for keeping up with his obsession with me and other people he has harassed, he got his main account blocked on Twitter. Would that teach Linksy a lesson he'll never forget? No, it didn't, unfortunately. He never learned his lesson to begin with. Just as he kept on not only trying to harass me and a few other people he had a hate boner for, he eventually got his first account suspended, as seen in the screenshot for this video. Now, this wasn't the first time Linksy got suspended. No. The very first time he got suspended was under a spam account called @CatFurious25, which also got him suspended the very first time. Just when I thought it was going to be over for Linksy's harassment boner towards me, what I forgot to realize is that he had a new secondary Twitter account with the username ButterF678, which to my surprise later on got suspended along with his first account. Now when he actually tried to start his shit with me again under the name Graceful Linksy, username @Lee27228, and guess what he says to one user who was not even interacting with this snowflake? You guessed it right. Okay, retard. Sounds kind of familiar to you about what is going on with Opera/Rook96 pushing his blatant harassment campaign and spreading his stupidity like a virus, doesn't it? Well, I got more evidence for you before we move the topic to Opera today. Now, just as when I was replying to one Twitter user I followed about the Twitter freak situation, I've encountered Linksy again, this time under the name @MLinksy, aka Master Idol Linksy. Now, I was wanting the same idiot to fuck off and leave me the hell alone, which he didn't. He replied to me saying, "You think you talk so big. Just a minute. You're a nobody just like me, but I won't be a nobody for long. I will be a star, a singer, and build my own cult to destroy this world, starting with the incest-breeding state. Burn the whole state, and there will be nothing you can do about it." Well, I hate to break this to you, Linksy, but you failed to do so. You're a loser, an arsonist, a spawn of Satan himself. You will never be an idol or a singer in real life with an attitude and death threats like that, bud. Admit it. You're finished. Well, guess where that tweet landed him? That's right. Suspended and sent to Twitter hell again. Now for the coup de grace. The same clownish crybaby, Linksy, tried to come back to Twitter again when I had privated my account to relax for a bit, and guess what happened to him, which brought the final nail to his coffin. Suspended again and silenced permanently. Anyways, back on the topic with the new Linksy 2.0, aka Opera Phantom Face / Mr. Classic RAGE Meme Rook 96 and his constant cyberbullying campaign. I met Opera back in Crispy Toast server in 2022, and I thought he was a nice user. But however, when I was just minding my own business outside Karaz's server and tending to my own server, Rook96 had sent me a message with 2 screenshots of his conversation with Karaz banning him from his server on July 10th, 2022. The first screenshot, which I am using as evidence, starts with Karaz saying, "You son of a bitch. Did you purposely lie to me just because nothing goes in your way? Did you intentionally make me remove your pipsqueak from the set in an attempt to lie behind my back? You know, I was wrong about you." Then Rook96 himself, when he was known as Opera Fanface, said, "I was just explaining the issue. Sorry about my issues." Followed with Karaz saying, "Issues? Dude, you know how much it bites when you pull something like that? I trusted you." All I can say to Karaz himself is, "You're right about Opera / Rook96. Anyways, Opera continues by saying, "I'm such a loser. Of course you are for your actions, Opera, but here's what Karaz also says to you. Oh no, don't pull that guilt trip shit on me, Opera. You did that on purpose, and you secretly have no regrets about it either. You know, I was nice to you before and had to make a gift in which you intentionally rejected. Followed by Opera saying, I just like to have my characters true to their looks. It's all to be recognizable. Sorry. Sorry my ass. Anyways, Karaz follows up with, then why did you have to request me to remove it? Then Opera saying, because I didn't want you to be confused. And frustrated too. Karaz then follows up with, confused? You lied behind my back. Then Opera tried to be apologetic to Karaz by telling him, I'm sorry, Karaz, which is not even sincere at all. Then Crispy Toast, aka Karaz, says to him one last time, sorry isn't going to cut it this time. I don't think we should be friends anymore. And I want you to leave me alone. And Karaz is right. Not only should Opera have left Karaz alone and not take these screenshots in the first place, but he also should have left me alone when he got banned and blocked by me on Discord. Fast forward to January 6, 2024. Opera had posted one little video regarding something he thought inside his peanut-sized brain in a mean way when I said to him, but if it was called superhero name censored for a purpose, the Yuri Knight, I would have accepted it more. But did Opera listen? No. He simply said, I don't care. Not cool. I just shared the video just because, followed by one German friend of mine, whose name I am censoring to protect, said, I think he didn't mean it in a bad way, just like when he sometimes showed me the Wario Dies videos, which I personally don't like, and my friend from Germany is right. I didn't mean to say what I said to Rook 96 in a bad and mean way, but did that cause him to be more respectful and listen? Nope. This is where things get heated up. In the next screenshot, Opera said to me, if you don't like something, don't fucking react to it at all. Sounds disrespectful now, doesn't it? No? Well, you should etch that into your brains and open your eyes to it even further. I also told him, 1. I removed the reaction. 2. Don't be an ass to the owner or admins. In which rule number 3 in my server, which I have provided a screenshot, says, do not disrespect and or harass the owner/leader of the server, the admins, and other members in the server. 3 strikes and you are kicked or banned. What that basically means is, don't be an ass to the owner, admins, and other members of my server. Here is where things get spicier and spicier. Just when my Swedish friend, whose name I am also censoring, along with my friend from France, made one little fictional picture regarding fictional incest, Opera replied to him by calling said fictional incest gross. Allow me to educate the brain-dead morons watching this video by including a reference from Rev Says Desu's video with a clip. Fiction does not affect reality. Ever heard of propaganda? The Slender Man case? Santa Claus? And the user that Rev himself had referenced in that video is right. Fiction never affects reality. Etch that to your brains, people. Anyways, on January 18th, 2024, I replied to Rook96 about myself rather dating a biological female cosplayer, especially if she cosplayed as my Senran Kagura waifu, Yumi, than do what one dude was doing to one drag queen. He says this, yeah, I bet you would. Take it somewhere else, though. With a rage emoji at the end expressing his whiny, bitchy attitude. And I kindly said to him this to get him to listen by saying, rule number 3 in my server says, do not disrespect the owner, admins, or other members here. Followed by my friend saying, keep that up and you're out. Stop lashing out like that, please. Which, to mine and my friend's dismay, never entered Rook96 empty skull. So I had to warn him to remember rule number 3 in my server, or he was going to be gone from it regardless. One day later, just as we were talking about something related to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and some cameos from Mario, along with me reminding Opera to not break rule number 3 in my server, as I mentioned, the next day, just as I posted some news about the clownish journalists talking about a Harry Potter TV series on HBO Max, and even called them clowns, just like with drag queens being confirmed as legit pedophiles, Opera basically took that as a cyberbully attempt with what I said, and broke rule number 3 one last time by calling Korean femboys, pedophiles, and being a disrespectful, victim-playing bozo, even though I said to him that my German friend on Discord likes femboys. After finally banning Opera/Rook96 and blocking him on Discord without even saying a single cyberbullying message like kill yourself or end your life, he basically became Linksy 2.0. So just as when I was enjoying some peace and quiet to myself on YouTube, Discord, Twitter, etc., I found out that Opera had made a so-called exposed video on me, with what he saw with his delusional vision. Was it already going to be the beginning of Opera's unhealthy parasitic obsession with me, instead of pissing off and leaving me alone? Yes, it was. Just when I got on to Blue Sky Social, I noticed the victim-playing hypocrite trying to start shit with me before saying, "You are truly a cyberbully that should have never been born on this earth like the worthless spawn of Satan you are," before blocking me, after I told him that those two words only apply to him, especially since he said similar words that legitimately also means kill yourself. Would that even teach that bozo a lesson to never mess with me again? No, it didn't. It just continues on with him taking a screenshot of my alternate Twitter account, warning everyone about the permanently silenced Linksy, saying this is part of his unhealthy parasitic obsession with me and his harassment campaign against me too. So I wasn't the only user who experienced this fool's true colors. Yeah, right, you showed your true colors here, Opera, aka Rook96, but apparently you were just too brain dead to even stop and realize your own actions and lies before you started playing victim like the deceitful, hypocritical bozo you really are. So what happened later on was Opera himself attacking my alternate Twitter account over the Linksy debacle and try and pour more salt on the wounds just to keep up with his obsession. What I didn't realize later on was that Opera tried to reply behind my back, behind his Blue Sky block, by saying, "You are the real pussy, dumb cunt." Says you, bozo. He also kept whining and crying behind my back on Blue Sky just to continue his blatant little hypocritical harassment campaign to try and remove me when I basically did not do shit to him in the first place, as seen in this screenshot of me blocking him on Twitter to get him to fuck off. He just continued on his harassment campaign against me by calling me a douche when I add him to my whiny, clownish crybabies list on Twitter just to continue playing victim like the pathetic clown he is, all the way to May 21st, 2024. Not only did I upload 2 parts of the evidence against Opera/Rook96 on YouTube to teach him a lesson, he thought it was another cyberbully attempt to his tiny peanut-sized brain to try and continue his harassment campaign as of today. I would love to continue on with teaching this bozo clown a lesson to get over his obsession with me and touch grass, or climb a mountain for that matter, but since he has made the poorest choice by being a little delinquent shithead and digging his own internet grave, I've got one last word of advice to give him in both voice and in a picture I saved. Fuck off, Opera, aka Rook96. You legitimately started your bullshit with me by getting obsessed due to the fact that you're too bullheaded to acknowledge the consequences of your own actions, thus becoming the Linksy 2.0. I say you deserve this to teach you a lesson.
That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
As for anyone watching this video, I do not encourage cyberbullying or harassment against individuals, nor encourage witch hunting, which is basically what Opera/Rook96 is doing. What if you were trying to enjoy a meal at a restaurant in peace after waiting patiently for it despite being famished, and you get some sorry idiot spouting random bullshit not only at others, but at you because they think in their own peanut-sized brains that the restaurant chain you are eating your meal in peace is against something they hate, huh? Would you want some sorry brain-dead idiot to try and mess with you while you're trying to enjoy said meal in peace? I personally would not. But anyways, if you get fooled by Opera Phantom Face, aka Mr. Classic Rage Meme Rook 96, playing victim like the gullible saps you are, then shame on you. Retro out.